Good morning. Today we are starting Unit 2 with CO11. I can create and write equivalent fractions. When we're working with those equivalent fractions, whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do the same thing to the top. That's how we know they are equivalent. So equivalent fractions are two fractions. Fractions with the same value. So we're going to see what that means. It says shade in 1/2 using the bar at the right. So you're going to color in half of it. Now, we're still going to shade in 1/2 here. That's half of my bar. What fraction does this represent? If this is 1/2, what would this one be? Jackson?
2/4.
2/4. I shaded in 2 out of 4 parts. It's the same value, the same amount. 1/2 is the same as 2/4. Now we're going to shade in 1/2 over here. What fraction would that be, Jack?
3/6.
3/6. Same value, the same amount is being filled in. It's just broken into smaller parts. Shade in 1/2 again. What's this fraction, Rhoda?
4/8.
4/8. Again, same amount. We're going to shade in 1/2 again. What's this one? Presley. Okay. Now mine isn't quite lining up for some reason. My book got a little off. So I'm going to use this bar, but it goes with this. Yours should be straight across from it. Can we see how that 1/2, multiply it by 2, and we got the 2/4? Same value. That 1/2, we multiplied it by 3, we got 3/6, same value. Those are equivalent fractions. We're shading in the same amounts on our bar, equivalent fraction. So let's look at, shade in 2/3 of the bar to the right. So I'm shading in 2 out of the 3. How many 9ths is equivalent to 2/3? What's the easiest way for me to figure that out? I'm going to shade in the same amount. So I'm shading in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6/9 is equal to 2/3. It's the same amount that's being filled in on our bars. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I multiply the 3 by a 3 to get to the 9, so I multiply the 2 by that 3, and I get my 6. So we can do it using our fractions, we can do it by multiplying by the same scale factor. Multiplying top and the bottom by the same number, that's its scale factor. The next one says shade in 3/4 of the bar at the right. So how many do I want to shade in? 3. 3 out of the 4. Now how many 8ths is that equivalent to? Well, I'm going to fill in that same amount when it's broken up into 8ths. So I'm filling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3/4 is equal to 6/8. And our last one, shade in 2/5 of the bar at the right. So I'm shading in 2. Now I need to see how many tenths that's equivalent to. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can see here going from 4 to 8, I multiplied by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. To go from 5 to 10, I multiplied by 2. 2 times 2 is that 4. Make sense?
Yep.
So, when making an equivalent fraction, you are really just multiplying the original fraction by a number over itself. This number is called the scale factor, because you're doing the same to both the top and the bottom. Fill in the boxes with the missing numbers to make the statement true. So here, I'm multiplying straight across. What's 3 times 2? 6. What's 4 times 2?
8.
Okay, so 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8 because I multiplied by the same scale factor. Now I have 3/7 is equivalent to 15 over 35. What scale factor did I multiply by, Michael?
5 over 5.
5 over 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 3 times 5 is 15.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna do the next 3 on your own. Figure out what the scale factor is. Figure out what our first fractions were. Okay, if you multiplied a number by 6 and you got 12, what number would that be? What do I multiply by 6 to get to 12? Somebody just said it. 2. What about the bottom? I multiplied it by 6 and I got to 30. Ashley? 5. Okay, do these 2 on your own. Down here it says for each given fraction below, write 2 fractions that are equivalent to it. Show your work. So what I would do is say, okay, I'm going to multiply by a scale factor of 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. Now this time I want to multiply by a scale factor of 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 is 15. I've got 2 equivalent fractions because I multiplied by the same scale factor. Let's do another one. Do I have to do multiplying by 2 and multiplying by 3? No. You could multiply by 10. You could divide by 2. Okay, you can, as long as you're doing the same scale factor, you can use whatever numbers you want. Use what's easy for you. I like 2s. 8 times 2 is 16. 12 times 2 is 24. I also look at this and say I can divide it by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So you can multiply up, you can divide down, simplifying it down. They're still equivalent. You're going to finish this page. Okay? Using 2 different scale factors to get 2 equivalent fractions. Any questions? If you're watching at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.